Hello everyone, welcome back to Math with Meldu. In this video, we're going to learn how to solve system of equations using the elimination method. I'll explain it step by step and we'll do some practice examples together. So let's dive into it. So the first thing is, what is elimination method? The elimination method helps us solve a system of equations by getting rid of one variable. We either add or subtract the two equations to eliminate x or y. So let me give an example. So the first example is this. 2x plus 3y equals 12. And 2x minus y equals 4. So this is my first equation and this is my second equation. So I have to solve for x or y by adding or subtracting the variables. In this case, what do you think I have to do? When you look at these two, which one do you think I can get rid of first? Let me help you out. It would be the x. As you can see here, I have 2x here and 2x here. If I add them together, I'm gonna end up with 4x. So this is not a wise decision. But what can I do? I can subtract them together. If I subtract these two, the x's will cancel out. Then I'm gonna live with y, and then I can solve for y. And in order to solve for x, I can plug in y, and then solve for x. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna subtract these two. It's gonna be 2x minus 2x is gonna be 0x, which is gonna be like canceling out each other. 3x minus 1y. Imagine like this, 3y minus 1y. It's going to be 3 plus 1y. It's going to be 4y. So I'm going to end up with 4y here. 12 minus 4 is 8. Y is going to be equal to 2. Then I have my y. I'm going to plug y in one of these two equations in order to solve for x. I'm going to choose this one since I have only like minus 1y beside it, so it's easier to solve for only y. So I'm going to plug into, it's going to be 2x minus 2 equals 4. I'm going to move the 2 to the right side, which is going to be positive. So it's going to be 2x equals 6. And x is going to be equaling 3. So I have my x and I have my y. So this is the first example. The second example. I'm going to write down 3x plus 2y equals 16. 3x minus y equals 1. In this question, it doesn't ask me to subtract or adding them together. It wants me to use my own knowledge and make that decision myself to add it or subtract it, because sometimes in most scenarios, you can see it in your quizzes or in your math homeworks, it asking you like use this method. But in this scenario, it doesn't ask me to use which method. I'm free to choose either one of those methods. So that's why I'm choosing my own methods. But later on, when I give you like more examples, those are the ones that are going to be explaining to you which method you have to use. So in this scenario, as I mentioned earlier, so it doesn't tell me which method to use. So when I look at these two equations, I can see by subtracting them together, I can get rid of x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down, I'm going to use the subtraction. So 3x minus 3x cancels out. 2 minus 1. So because you have to pay attention to what is beside 2. Here's positive 2 and here's negative 1. So because many students, they make mistakes in this part. That's why I'm going to write it down here. So it's going to be positive 2 minus 1. Okay, minus to minus becomes positive. Here's going to be positive 1, and then I have 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. So it's going to be 3y equals 16 minus 1 is 15. So in order to find for y, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So it's going to be y equals 5. Okay, I found my y. So now it's time to find for x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in either on the first equation or the second equation in order to find for x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the first equation because I have like plus 2y. I like to deal with the positive number. You can choose either of them. I'm going to choose the first one. So what I'm going to write down, I'm going to write down plug in first equation. So it's going to be 3x plus 2. Instead of y, I'm going to write down 5 equals 16. So it's going to be 3x plus 10 equals 16. Let me just write it better. Okay. Keep the 3x here. Move the 10 to the right side. So it becomes like 16 minus 10. So it's going to be 6. And then both sides is going to be divided by 3 because I'm just looking for x. So it's going to be x equals 2. So in this example, I'm going to use addition. So but before I jump to addition, let me explain to you this way. Let's say this question doesn't tell me to use addition or subtraction. It tells me just, solve and find x and y. So when you take a look at these two equations, you think about it. And then you have to pay attention really to the equation. So this is the trick I'm going to show it to you. When you take a look in the first and the second equation, you can see the x variable doesn't have the same number here. So this is not going to work out. Because when the numbers are not same, you have to multiply either this equation or sometimes both of them by one number to make the x variable number same. I don't have it here. But when you take a look in the y variable, you can see the number beside both of them is 2. So you have the same number beside one of the variables. And this is a big help. So you're halfway there. Because the numbers are already equal, all you have to do is to decide. Either you have to use addition or subtraction to get rid of one of the variables. To eliminate one of the variables, it could be either x and y. In this scenario, we can see if you're going to choose subtraction, it's going to be positive 2 minus 2, which is going to be 4. And this is not helping us because we want to get rid of y. But if you use addition, it's going to be positive 2 plus minus 2 is going to cancel each other. So you're going to be get rid of y and you can solve for x. And you can find y later on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use addition. So I'm going to use plus here. 3x plus 5x is going to be 8x. Positive 2 plus negative 2 is 0. It cancels out each other. It's going to be equal. 18 plus 6 is 24. I'm looking for x. That's why both sides are going to be divided by 8. So I'm going to be ending up with x equals 3. I have my x here. I want to find my y. It's my choice. I can plug in one of either of the equations. What I'm going to do, I'm going to choose the first equation because I have positive y and I like to deal with the positive number. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down plug in first equation. It's going to be 3 times 3. Instead of x, I'm going to write down 3 plus 2y equals 18. So what I'm going to have is going to be 9 plus 2y equals 18. 2y equals 9 because I moved this 9 to the right side, so it's going to be 18 minus 9. That's why I have my 9 here. But I'm looking only for one y, not 2y. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide both of them by 2. So I'm going to end up with y equals 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. And I have my y here. So this is how you use for addition. So the next example I'm going to explain to you, it's solving by elimination, but in this elimination method, you're going to use multiplication and subtraction. So this is the next example that we're going to solve together. It's 2x plus 3y equals 9. And 3x plus 2y equals 8. And we have to use elimination. So let's take a look at it. First, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say my first equation, my second equation. Based on the trick I told you earlier, you can see none of my variables have the same number. The numbers doesn't match. For my x variable, I can see the first one is 2, the next one is 3, doesn't match. For my variable, in my first equation I have 3, and my next equation I have 2. So I have to choose one of the variables in order to multiply by one number to make a same variable with the same number in order to cancel out that variable, if that makes sense. So when I take a look at that, what I'm going to choose is totally up to you because this is like easy number. So I'm going to choose, let me see. Okay, I'm going to choose the first one. And I'm going to choose, I have to multiply both of them. So in here, I have to multiply this by positive 2. Because when I do that, I'm going to end up with 6y here. And then for the next next equation, I have to end up with 3 because I'm going to end up with 6 here. You see what I do? I make this one 6y, and here I'm going to make this one 6y. Both of them are positive. I can use subtraction in order to get rid of y and solve for x. This is what I did. So this multiply by 2 applies to all of them, all the numbers. So it's going to be, we have to rewrite it. It's going to be 4x plus 6y equals 18 for my first equation. My second equation would be 9x plus 6y equals 24. 9x plus 6y equals 24. I'm going to use subtraction. Why? Because I can get rid of these two. So it's going to be minus, I go here, 4x minus 9x, it's negative 5x equals 6 minus 6 is 0, it cancels out each other. 18 minus 24 is negative 6. What I'm going to do, I can see both sides are negative, so I'm going to divide both of them by negative 1 to end up with positive number. So it's going to be 5x equals 6. And then in order to find for x, I'm going to divide both of sides by 5. So it's going to be x equals 6 divided by 5. This is what I have here. I'm gonna go plug x in one of these two equations in order to find the y. What I'm gonna do, I'm thinking to do for the first one. It seems easier for me. So instead of x, I'm gonna write down 2 times 6 divided by 5 plus 3y equals 9. Remember, when you want to plug it in, you have to plug in the original format. This is the original format. You're not gonna plug it in the rewrite format. No, you have to plug in the original format. So what I have here, this is like the denominator is 1, so it's gonna be 2 times 6, 12, and then here I have 1 here, so it's gonna be these two times together, so it's gonna be 12 divided by 5 plus 3y equals 9. I'm going to keep the 3y here. I'm going to write down 9 minus 12 divided by 5. So I'm going to solve this part, like the right side. So this is going to be, I have to choose the same denominator, common denominator. So I'm going to choose 5. So it's going to be 5 times 9, 45, minus 12. It's going to be 3 divided by 5. So this is here 3y equals 33 divided by 5. So you have to divide the whole thing by 3 in order to find y. So let me show you my method. This is what I'm using. So it's y equals, this is already here, 33 divided by 5. Then you're going to make a bigger division line, and you're going to write down 3 divided by 1. So you have to multiply these two in order to find y. It's going to be y equals 33 divided by 15. And if you want to make it simplified, so it's going to be 2 times 15 is 30, and you put the remaining here, which is going to be 3. So this is what you have for y. This may seem like lots of work, but once you get used to it, you understand like it's easy to find for it. So the next question, I'm gonna choose something easy, like to give you some time, so not to scare you guys. So what I'm gonna choose, this one. Let's do this example. So 2x plus y equals 7 for x minus 3y equals 1. So in this question, you can see it tells us to use subtraction. So I'm gonna write down equation 1 and my second equation. So it only told us subtraction. So we can see, according to my earlier method, you can see my x variable doesn't have the same number. And also my y variable doesn't have the same number. That means what I have to do, I have to again multiply the equation by one number in order to make one of the variables to have the same number, to get rid of that and find for the other variable. What I can see here, I can see in my x's 2 and 4 is a really easy number. If I multiply the first equation by 2, I'm gonna end up with 4x. So then in that case, my x is gonna have the same number. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna only multiply the first equation by 2. Okay, so let's do that. So let me just write here times 2. And as I mentioned, so this 2 applies to the whole thing. So if you rewrite it, it would be like this: 4x plus 2y equals 14. And then it's gonna be 4x minus 3y equals 1. It told me to use subtraction, so this is gonna be, so it's gonna be 4x minus 4x, 0x, so it cancels each other down. In here I have 2 minus 3. So minus to minus, it's gonna be positive. So it's actually gonna be 2 plus 3, which is 5. So I have 5y here, and here I have 14 minus 1, I have 13. So here I'm gonna be ending up with y equals 13 divided by 5. Okay, so I have to choose one of the original equations in order to find for x. I'm gonna choose the first one because, as you can see, beside x I have like number 2. Number 2 is an easy number to handle than number 4 if I want to compare these two to each other. So what I'm gonna write down, I'm gonna write down 2x plus 13 divided by 5 equals 7. It's gonna be 2x equals 7. I'm gonna move this one to the right side, so it's gonna become negative number minus 13 divided by 5. So I'm gonna just solve the right side. So I have to choose a common denominator between these two. How do you choose that? You can see like there's a hidden one here. So these two numbers multiply by each other. This is how you choose. This is 5. So you can see this was like hidden number here. So it was like 1 times 5 became 5. So it's going to be 7 times 5. So it's going to be 35. Here we can see it's 5 times this number is 5. So 13 times 1 is 13. It's going to be minus 13. So I'm going to have 22 divided by 5. So I'm ending up with 2x equals 22 divided by 5. And if I'm looking for only one x, so I have to divide both sides by 2. So it's going to be x equals, this is what I'm going to use, 22 divided by 5, then longer division, 2 divided by 2. Here 2 has a hidden 1, so I'm gonna just write down by another color so it makes it easier for you. So what you have to do, you have to multiply these two tops are together and these two bottoms together. So here the answer would be 22 times 1 is 22 and 5 times 2 is 10. You're going to simplify, so I'm going to divide it by 2, so it's going to be 11 over 5. This is the answer. If you want to make it more simple, you have to do it like this way. So in your mind, you're going to say 11 divided by 5. It's going to be 2 5 times 10. So how do you write down? You're going to write it down 2. You keep denominator. 2 5 times is 1. Sorry, is 10. So, and then 1 is left here. That's more simplified. And this is going to be your x. So this is basically what the elimination is. So I'm going to make a next video to have more practice examples regarding the elimination. And then that's how you solve the system using the elimination method. So make sure to practice and pause the video if you need to try examples by yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll reply to them and help you out, guys. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe it, and don't forget to subscribe for more grade 10 math videos. If you have any questions regarding upper years like a grade 11 and grade 12, also let me know, because I can make videos regarding them too. So if you need any help, just feel free to add in the comment section. I'm gonna look for it. And the next video will be also regarding the same method, eliminations, but I'm gonna give you more practices on that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day and have a sunny day. Take care. Bye bye.